Okay, good morning, everybody. It's 10 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Wait for Mr. Purvis. Okay, let's call the meeting to order for February 14th, 2023. Happy Valentine's to everybody. For Polk County Regional Health Building, Suite A for Commissioners Court for Polk County. At this time, if you haven't already done so, please mute all your devices and cell phones. And we would like to ask Robert Murphy with First Baptist Church Providence to come forward and lead us in prayer.
Let's pray. Father, just thank you for today. I thank you for the reason we're here, Lord, to conduct business for the county. I just pray that you guide the process, Lord, that you bless cool heads and decision-making, and Father, that you would be honored and glorified in everything that's done today, Lord. Father, that we would truly be the servants of the people. God, we praise you and thank you for that opportunity, that our county would have experience success, God, and growth, and Father, that you would be honored in the process. We just thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Madam Clerk?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Shalana.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we have one person for public comment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Lynn Fairbanks.
Yes, ma'am. I'm actually going to speak about one of the items that's on the addenda to the agenda. It's about, we're just requesting clarification from the commissioners about the grandfathering or not grandfathering existing RV parks when they're wanting to add on. Right now, the existing RV park regulations don't mention grandfathering at all. They don't say you can, don't say you can't. So the question becomes, when you're adding on to an existing RV park, do we have to go back and bring that entire park up to the current regulations? And that's the question. And so that's what we're here. I've got a client that has a RV park out at the lake. It's the Pines on Lake Livingston, and it's a 24 spot RV park with it's been there about 40 years. It's built in the 80s, and Mr. Phillips has owned it for 3 years, and he wants to add 7 spots to that park. The roads in there are crushed asphalt, and so are the parking spaces. He keeps it about 80% full. He's got an existing bathroom, washateria with 4 washers and 4 dryers and 2 bathrooms. And since he purchased the property 3 years ago, he spent about $200,000 on infrastructure. He's replaced every one of the electrical pedestals in the park. He's improved the roads and parking spots, and he's completely redone the septic system. And he is currently requesting to add on 7 spots, and the current position, I believe, of the county engineer is that the entire park has to be brought up to existing standards. And we feel like that's excessive, okay? You know, if I would ask the court to consider maybe a clarification that maybe if more than 50% of the add-on would equal more than 50% of the existing, then yeah, the whole park has to be done. But for 7 spots for a 24 park spot, okay, that's all I have, Judge.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll certainly take it under consideration. Okay, item number 3, informational reports. We're going to take item number 23, the discussion of current RV park regulations impact on the expansion of existing RV parks. Commissioner DeVos has requested this agenda item be added, and Jed Morris will be stepping forward and giving us some information pertaining to that.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners. As Lynn mentioned, I have recommended that the county, once an RV park is modified, expanded, that it no longer be grandfathered. And the primary reason for that is under the definition of your RV park into the regulations. And I'm just gonna read that, and with particular emphasis on the first few words, recreational vehicle parks. Any lot or tract of land designed to accommodate 2 or more recreational vehicles, as defined, and which exists as a privately owned and operating enterprise with or without charges for the parking of the recreational vehicle occupied or intended to be occupied for dwelling or sleeping purposes for any length of time. It excludes temporary hunting counts, and there are other, there's a list of what it does include. But the key thing, in my opinion, is that it is one tract of land. And once you modify it, there is no feasible way to say, all right, only these modifications are gonna be held to the current standards. And as with, it's common, once you modify something, you often lose that grandfathering. And I think on a global basis, the county's stance should be that if you modify it, it's grandfathered. If there are exceptional circumstances in accordance with our regulations, the court has reserves the right to request a variance. Of course, when you request that, or when you grant that variance, you need to stand ready to grant that same variance for a similar situation. But if it's an exceptional situation, it's a good case, you have the ability to grant a variance. But I think our stance needs to be, you lose your grandfathering just by default if you modify it. I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Anybody have any questions? I guess part of the question would be, so where would it stop?
Where would the RV park
Okay,
stop?
so let's take the example, they have 24 spots. And so you add only 7, but then you add only 7 more.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that would be one of my concerns. Is there an option that if they have 24 spots and then they decide to develop another segment and make it completely separate?
Yes, ma'am. There's no clear way of saying, and another thing you get into is if you have 7 within the park that are brought up to current standards, their roads are paved, they have proper drainage, they have all the amenities required. How do you say those other 24, or those existing ones, they don't use these improvements, whether it's the restroom, the wash facilities, and things such as that? There's just no way of internally and reasonably believe it's gonna happen, segregate those or discriminate the old space from the new space. Once you're inside the park, it's like a private road. You have the ability to use all the roads. So are you gonna allow the old customers to use the new roads? Are you gonna keep the new customers out of the old roads? It just makes good sense to hold everything within the boundaries of that tract of land to the same standard, whether they're new or old. The answer is
No, we appreciate-
there's not a good,
There's not,
I don't have a good.
not the perfect answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it, Jen. Okay, that was listed as a discussion, and so we will review that information further. Does any other elected official have a comment or have any information they would like to share at this time? I do want to say one thing, the legislature is in session now. Please keep in mind that if you have any issues or you have any problems, please pay attention to the Senate bills and the House bills that are coming out, because we never know what is going to get sprung on us. So if you need assistance, please let us know as well. Okay, item number 4, old business, which was tabled from the last meeting. Approve the minutes of the previous meeting, which was January 10th, 2023, regular session. A copy of the minutes has been included for your review.
So moved.
Need a motion? Commissioner Purvis, second Commissioner Cassidy, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5, new business, which is your consent agenda. You have some addendums on B. Addendum number 1 in the amount of $98.46. Addendum number 2 in the amount of $180,000.93. Addendum number 3 in the amount of $61,499.95. Addendum number 4 in the amount of $10,133.33. Is there anything on the consent agenda that you wish to pull? If not, then I would like a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Robinson. Second, Commissioner Dubus. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, consider approval of personnel matters as follows. Review and consideration of personnel action form requests submitted since last meeting, and review of any authorized emergency hiring. We had 6 emergency hires, 4 at the Sheriff's Department, 1 at the District Attorney's Office, and 1 at Road and Bridge 3. Need a motion to approve?
Motion to approve it.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Cassidy.
I'll second.
Second, Commissioner Robertson. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7, consider request for revisions and amendments to the budget as follows. A, the FY 2023 budget revisions and amendments as presented by the County Auditor's Office. A copy of the proposed revision number 2023-9 and amendments number 2023-9A is included for your review. All of it was in your packet. Need a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Robertson, Cassidy, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 7B, consider request from District Attorney Shelley Sitton to reclassify a portion of the 2023 salary budget as contract labor. After reviewing the District Attorney's payroll, she's requesting to reclassify $60,000 of the unused salary budget from the first quarter to a subcategory of contract labor. The amount available for this budget revision was calculated by taking the payroll budget from the first quarter of $232,543.50 and subtracting the payroll used through 1/1/2023 of $166,651.48, resulting in unusable salary of $65,892.02. She believes that the $60,000 will cover Kari Allen's invoices for assistance in the felony division and Daryl Greer's invoices for assistance in the misdemeanor division until she's able to fill these positions.
So moved.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Purvis.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Cassidy. Any discussion or questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 8, consider approval of offers to purchase tax foreclosed properties as follows. All of these are in precinct 2. Information related to the reference properties has been made available to the appropriate commissioners, who will inspect the property to determine whether an offer is acceptable and make a recommendation on Tuesday's meeting. Commissioner Dubus?
Yeah, I've already looked at the properties and stuff, and we're gonna take care of that by the county.
Okay, so move forward.
Move forward.
Very well.
Second.
Commissioner Dubus comes as a motion. I need a second.
Second.
Commissioner Cassidy, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 9, consider order authorizing the sale of fireworks during the Texas Independence Day period of February 25th, 2023 through midnight, March 2nd, 2024. A copy of the proposed order is included for your review. Previous law required court action to restrict or prohibit sales during certain times of the year when drought conditions are present. The new law allows the court discretion to allow fireworks sales during the holiday period. An order allowing sales during this particular holiday period must be adopted before February 15th. And we've asked the fire marshal to visit with local fire departments and the Texas Forest Service and provide the recommendation to the court, which is obviously to move forward.
I'm going to move it forward.
Commissioner Cassidy,
Second.
second Commissioner Purvis, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Very well, motion carries. Item number 10, discuss and consider action relating to possible rescheduling of the regular Commissioners Court session set for Tuesday, May 9th. Due to pending litigation to be held that week in the 411th District Court, the court may wish to reschedule the first meeting in May. So we've included a May 2023 calendar for your reference. If we choose to shift both the May 9th and the 23rd meetings to May 16th and May 30th, then that would still allow for 2 weeks in between each Commissioners Court meeting. Anyone?
I motion to approve.
I'll second. Motion to approve, Commissioner Cassidy, second Commissioner Robertson. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 11, consider any and all necessary action regarding residential property donation consisting of 0.4706 acres in Yopon Cove subdivision in precinct 2. We received information from Weinbarger, Golden, Blair, and Sampson that there had been a donation of a parcel of land with no improvements in Yopon Cove subdivision, and Commissioner Dubose was made aware of the situation. The appraisal district shows that these lots have a market value of $15,375. Commissioners Court is authorized by local government section 81.032 to accept donations on behalf of the county. Legal counsel has reviewed the conveyance paperwork and concluded all is in order. If the county accepts the donation, the court will need to decide what to do with the property and also what to do about the back taxes that were due approximately a little over $1,200. We have checked with the delinquent tax office to determine if it can be auctioned at their next public auction and found that they cannot auction the property without a judgment. So how would the court like to proceed?
What's the choice?
We can reject, we were not
I say
contacted.
reject it.
Okay, we were not contacted and asked if we would like the property. We've had this happen to us before in the past, when they donated us property and it had, you know, oil tanks underneath, or it was inaccessible, or, you see what I'm saying, had issues related to it. And so Commissioner Dubose has made the motion that we reject, so we do have that option.
I second.
So Commissioner Dubose, Commissioner Purvis, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We do have other options, we just have to pay attention that we don't accept something that would actually burden the taxpayers. Okay, item number 12, receive nuisance abatement hearing determination for cause numbers A00519 and A00532, and consider orders to abate the nuisance. Following a hearing in a Polk County Justice Court, it was determined that the public nuisance referred to in both those causes be immediately abated and removed by the Polk County Environmental Enforcement Officer and/or Polk County Commissioner, and the nuisance be disposed of as provided by state law. A copy of the nuisance abatement hearing determination was included for your review. So now the court shall determine whether or not to issue an order to abate the nuisance, and to assess the cost of abating the public nuisance, the cost of legal notification by publications, and an administrative fee of $100 plus interest beginning December 2022, 31 days following the date of assessment, to the person receiving the notice to abate nuisance and/or against the property. And this comes from Precinct 2. Commissioner DeBose, how would you like to proceed?
Yeah, we're gonna, go ahead and abate the nuisance and stuff. We're gonna take care of that property.
So we'll do an order.
We're gonna do an order.
Okay, Commissioner DeBose comes as a recommendation. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Robertson, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 13, discuss and consider approval of request for variance from Polk County subdivision regulations, design standards, section 8B2 for Marston Manor located in precinct 3. The developer's proposal includes a minor subdivision into 3 lots, each over ½ acre in size. The variance request is concerning the change in subdivision regulations, section 8B2, requiring a lot size of 1 acre when TCEQ approved public groundwater supply system. An on-site sewage facility is used, which is a change in lot size from ½ acre to 1 acre. The developers applied 8 days after the rule change, as only 1 day after the changes were filed for public record. Their application and supporting documentation show that they've been in the process of developing the property since the beginning of December 2022. A copy of the request is included for your review. Commissioner Purvis,
So moved.
you wish to request to approve it?
Yes, ma'am.
Very well. Commissioner
Second.
Purvis, second. Commissioner Dubos, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. 14, consider approval upon conditions met or rejection of subdivision regulations for Marston Manor located in precinct 3. A copy of the GLS recommendation is included for your review. If the variance is approved, then Judge recommends approval of the subdivision.
So moved.
Commissioner Purvis,
Second.
second Commissioner Cassidy, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 15, consider authorization to begin procurement process for disaster debris removal services and consider appointment of scoring committee for the purpose of reviewing and rating proposals received. Emergency Management Coordinator Courtney Comstock has requested the court's approval to procure 2 debris removal contracts to prepare for hurricane season. TDM will also assist in this procurement process, and what we need is some members for that committee. If you will recall, this is the previous contract where there were issues with the procurement, so we simply canceled both of them so that we could start over. We did do it at TDM's recommendation last time, so we will pay attention to what TDM has to say this time, instead of taking their word for it. So, on the committee, we would like to have Courtney Comstock, and Jessica has asked to be on there as well. Is there anyone else that you all wish to put on that committee? TDM and our new county liaison officer will also be participating.
Anybody want on?
I'm sorry, yeah.
Okay, good. Tommy was on it before.
Yeah, we like having a member of the court on there as well, so. Okay, so it'll be Courtney, Jennifer, Tim, our CLO, and Commissioner Cassidy. Comes as a motion, Commissioner Purvis?
Yes, ma'am.
I need a second.
Second.
I'll second.
You'll second. Commissioner Cassidy, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 16, consider approval of professional service agreements for Dallardsville Sagno Community Development Block Grant 2021 for water project, Texas CDBG project contract number CDV 21-0368. On March 9th, 2021, the court approved the selection of David Waxman Incorporated for grant administration services and Goodman Lassiter Strong for grant engineering services for the FY 2021 Texas Department of Agriculture CDBG program. The agreements included for your review have been reviewed by our Grants and Contracts Office and Legal Counsel, and they're ready for the court's consideration. So let's do them separately. For David Waxman Incorporated for administrative services, do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Robertson,
Second.
second Commissioner Dubos, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Goodman Lassiter Strong for engineering services.
So moved.
Commissioner Purvis, Commissioner Robertson, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 17, consider approval of professional service agreements for General Land Office, Hurricane Harvey Regional Mitigation Program, contract number GLO, which will be to be decided. On May 25th of 2021, the court approved the selection of David J. Waxman Incorporated for grant administration services and Goodman Lassiter Strong for grant engineering services for the Hurricane Harvey Regional Mitigation Funds. The agreement was included for your review. It has been reviewed by Grants and Contracts and Legal Counsel, and now it's ready for the court's consideration. So A, David Waxman Incorporated for administrative services of Harvey Regional Mitigation. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Commissioner Purvis, second Commissioner Cassidy. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Goodman Lassiter Strong for engineering services.
I'll make the motion.
Commissioner Robertson,
Second.
second Commissioner Dubus. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 18, consider any and all necessary action regarding the IH Public Facility Corporation for Board of Directors. On April 12, 2022, the court agreed to appoint Judge Raspberry to replace Judge Longino upon his recommendation on the IH PFC Board. And the agreement was for Judge Raspberry, as Judge Raspberry is now serving on the Mental Health Board and the Child Fatality Review Team. She has requested that her assignment on the IH PFC Board be transferred to Judge Mayer, and Judge Mayer has agreed to serve on the board, so it will just simply be changing which JP would be attending.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Dubos. Second, Commissioner Robertson. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 19, consider forming a committee to review and assess purchasing and procurement policies and provide a recommendation to the court. The auditor's office has recently brought some unallowable expenses to our attention, and we have had this happening in the past. And we need to make it clear in our policies what types of expenses are allowed and what would be rejected. We also need to know how to proceed in the event that an expense should be rejected, so that the auditor's office is not caught in an awkward situation. It's our recommendation that the court form a committee to evaluate the credit card and purchase procurement policies, which we knew already kind of needed to be reviewed, so we are just moving forward on that quickly. And procedures for the county, and provide a recommendation for the court's review and consideration. It's our recommendation that Becky Marsh, since she does a lot of the ordering for all of several county offices be included, Jessica Hutchins, and that we have a representative from the auditor's office as well to provide input. We would also like to have input from the district clerk's office, the sheriff's office, the jail, the county judge's office, and the treasurer's, because all of those departments in some form or fashion utilize the credit cards.
Motion to approve.
Is there anyone else you all would like to add to that? Any of you wish to participate?
Judge, we use the credit cards too for my office.
Yes, I included you in there. So
Okay.
the county clerk, the district clerk, the jail, the sheriff, the county judge's office, and the treasurer's office. We need input from every major department that basically utilizes credit cards or has expenditures. But we do wanna make sure that Becky and Jessica and someone from the auditor's office are kind of the ones that are collecting the information. That work? Okay.
Second.
Yes, I think I have a motion right here, Commissioner Dubos. So a second, Commissioner Robertson. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 20, consider forming a committee to review the county driver vehicle policy and provide a recommended update to the court. Several individuals have been independently reviewing the county's vehicle policy and procedures that are utilized in other counties. We became aware of this issue when there were several counties that got dinged by the IRS because of their vehicle policy, because it is, and we were aware that it needed some updates, but they need to be made a little more quickly to bring us into compliance with the IRS for those employees that are assigned a county vehicle to take home. This is a benefit, and it must be recorded on the employee's W-2. So the committee would like to evaluate it and review the policy for the court's consideration. Courtney Comstock is one of those people that has people that utilize vehicles. Carrie Miller is the one that has been going and reviewing along with Mary Beth Weatherford. And we would also like to have a representative from the auditor and or treasurer's office, because they're the ones that have to deal with it. And we would also like to see if the sheriff would like to place someone on that committee as well. So it would be Courtney Comstock, Carrie Miller, Mary Beth Weatherford because of HR, auditor or treasurer's office, and potentially the sheriff. Would you like to add someone to that committee, Sheriff? Okay. Everyone okay with that? Motion to approve, Commissioner Dubose. Do I have a second? Commissioner Robertson. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, 21, this comes from our county clerk and district clerk. Consider forming a cybersecurity committee to review protocol and procedures and develop a contingency plan. After attending a recent county district clerk conference, Bobby and Shalana both were made aware of a recent ransomware attack that occurred in Parker County that took all their operations entirely offline for several months while the issue was resolved. We have had in the past some ransomware issues, but our mighty Casey took care of that, so we were okay. But we do need to make sure that we solidify our cybersecurity and be a little bit more proactive. And we do think that the committee should include both Bobby and Shalana, since their offices are some of the offices that are the most vulnerable. And obviously Casey Lowry, our IT director. Is there anyone else that needs to be added to that?
Mr. Purvis.
No.
We all know how high-tech you are.
He said he would teach us how to use the computer.
Yeah.
That was a joke. I don't want no part of no cybersecurity.
There's a reason poor Miss Carol is sitting right there.
Yeah.
Sheriff Department.
Okay, the sheriff's office,
Ain't nothing high-tech stuff in my.
the sheriff, do you have a particular person that does a lot of your IT out there?
No, we
Okay,
already done it.
okay. Okay, anyone else that needs to be added to that committee?
Probably the DA's office too. So,
Well, but the two clerks should take care of that, but they do have major access, okay. The district attorney's office, okay, we will get a recommendation from that office as well. Okay, we can add other people or get input from other people as needed. So can I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
I'm gonna assume it's gonna come from Commissioner Purvis since he's the knowledgeable.
I'll second.
Okay, I had Mr. Cassidy. Commissioner Cassidy, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody disagree? Motion carries. Item number 22, discuss and consider any and all necessary action regarding the purchase of real property. We are now going to go into closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.072 for deliberation regarding real property. The governing body may conduct a closed meeting to deliberate the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property if deliberation in an open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the position of the governing body in negotiations with a third person. So thank you, everybody, for attending. If you would like to come back in after we are through, then you are more than welcome to, but we're going to go into closed session.
10:35.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. waiting on you, Louis. You holding us up.
I could've drove to Florida and back, what are you talking about?
You just can't imagine the intelligent conversation you
You
just
wanna
missed.
open that door so we can make sure? Yeah, it scared you to death. Were you a Harley man?
My dad owned one when I was born,
Oh, okay.
and I haven't had a year without one in my life.
Really? Huh?
We gotta fix them.
Oh, okay.
Imagine that.
He's got one of those fancy bikes.
We moved 6 months ago. No. Minutes long ago.
Wait a minute, what is this? I never get it. What am I supposed to do with this?
Did you show her that?
So, on number 14, on the original, on the first one that we approved, the amounts were not correct.
Okay, which,
So what time did you all in executive session?
11:20.
So it would be 8.
Okay. Okay, call the meeting back into open session. What time is it?
11:22.
At this time, we need to make a correction on item number 6. Consider approval of personnel matters as follows. There was some incorrect quantities. That's Paula going from the district clerk, chief deputy clerk, going to the chief deputy clerk at the level 114.4. Everyone okay with that?
So moved.
Moved Commissioner Purvis, second Commissioner Cassidy, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so that is corrected. There is no action at this time pertaining to the executive session. So I need a motion to
Motion to
adjourn.
adjourn.
Commissioner Purvis. I'll second. Commissioner Wilson, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. What time is it?
11:23.
Okay. Okay. How's your kindergarten stuff? Huh? How's your kindergarten stuff? Okay.
But I can't even do it now.
Here, I think we need to sign this and give it over to the
I didn't see it.
That they had it from.
They can sign it.